Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at this week's pre-order official prices. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Alright, so we've got the official prices for this week's pre-orders. Comes as no surprise to anyone that GW is going to be raising their prices at the beginning of March. So very likely any releases that are coming out from here until then are likely to be at the new price point, because it's very unlikely they would release a new set and then raise the price a couple weeks later. So we saw that already with the Vanguard detachments. Games Workshop revised the prices after sending out the official prices, raised them from $130 to $140, and now we're seeing those same price increases creep into the 40k universe as well. So starting off here with the Combat Patrol Astra Militarum, and just as a reference point, all of the other combat patrols in the United States are priced at $150. This one is coming out with the 6% price increase already intact. So $160 USD is the new price for combat patrols. So it could have been a lot worse, honestly. So the truth is, Games Workshop said 6% last time, and then we saw actually closer to 12%. So I'll be happy to see them only raise 6% this time and at least keep their word. It's bad enough they're raising prices and also liars. So we see the Combat Patrol Astra Militarum is the first of the combat patrols to be repriced at that $160 mark, or $190 Canadian. And next we have the Astra Militarum Cadian Castellan coming in at $35 USD, or $41.50 Canadian. And then we have the new Commissar coming in at $35 USD, or $41.50 Canadian. And then we have our Attilan Rough Riders, $60 USD for those, or $75 Canadian. And then we have the Cadian Upgrade, $35 for that one, or $41.50 Canadian. And just right off the bat, I've got to say, I hate to see the Astra Militarum tiny little scrawny characters coming out at $35, which was like the kind of go-to price on Space Marines. It's insane that they have raised prices that much on the individual characters. And next we see the Aegis defense line. And honestly, this was probably the release this week that I was most excited about. $75 USD, or $90 Canadian. So you know what? I've actually decided I'm going to hold off on this. I may end up picking it up down the line, but it just decided on a pass for this. I was expecting it at $60 USD. It's really not a lot. Maybe the pictures just make it look underwhelming, but 75 bucks for this, honestly, is just, it's a pass for me, at least for now. Maybe I'll pick it up down the road when I'm bored and there's no new releases or anything exciting coming out. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and pass. And honestly, Games Workshop is doing a wonderful job just making me want to like pass on stuff in general. So if that's their idea, is to go ahead and just raise prices up enough to where it kind of kills demand and then we can kind of flatten out, I guess it's working. Because there is a lot of stuff that I would have bought in the last couple months or a year, or now coming forward with the new price increases, that I'm just going to go ahead and pass on. All right, and then on to our special release here. We have the White Consul's Captain Messinius. $38 for Captain Messinius, or $48 Canadian. So no price on Dawn of Fire, the Iron Kingdom, but we know these have typically been coming out at like $65 to $85, so I would expect it somewhere around there. And this is obviously the limited edition, so these have been selling out pretty quickly, so probably don't want to hesitate on this if you are interested. And then the paperback version of the Iron Kingdom coming in at 16 USD, or 17 Canadian. And then we see the limited edition End and the Death Volume 1. Same story with that one. And then we see the Horus Heresy End and the Death of Volume 1. This is the hardback novel, 30 bucks for this, or 35 Canadian. And we have Bad Loon Rising hardback novel, $27 or 32 Canadian. And Angels of Darkness Anniversary Edition hardback novel, $30 USD, or 35 Canadian. And we have Skarsnik paperback return for $16 USD, or 17 Canadian. And the Macarian Crusade Angel of Fire as well, paperback, $16 or $17 Canadian. And then finally we have First Founding, and this is the hardback novel, $75 for this, or $85 Canadian. And now a quick message from this week's sponsor. This video is sponsored by CMOgames.com, where you can get 15% off most Games Workshop pre-orders, and they go live right at midnight Saturday mornings. CMOgames.com offers free shipping on orders over $25 in the US 48, and most orders ship within 24 hours. CMOgames.com has been selling Games Workshop products online for more than 20 years, and customer service is their top priority. CMOgames.com carries the full line of Games Workshop products, including 40k, Age of Sigmar, Kill Team, warcry, paints, hobbies, and tools. Visit CMOgames.com using the affiliate link in the description below so they know you heard about CMOgames.com from Warhammer Man Studios. Now, back to the video. So that is basically it for this week's pricing. I have to say, while obviously I'm not a fan of Games Workshop constantly raising their prices and doing it throughout the year and then also officially doing it once a year, seeing that the Combat Patrol has only jumped up $10 is sort of a relief, as Games Workshop has said 6% in the past, and then in reality it's closer to like 12%. So I am happy to see that this is just a little bit over 6% increase. I do hate to see the scrawny little Astra Militarum characters costing as much as a Space Marine character now. The $35 price point, in my opinion, is just too expensive for single characters. But honestly, though, I think the biggest bummer for me is this Aegis defense line. I was really looking forward to getting something together here and kind of creating a custom like Kill Team or Warhammer sort of table with this and some other components as well. But to tell you the truth, $75 for this, there's just not that much to it. Like, it's cool, it has a good look overall and everything. But honestly, there's just way cooler terrain kits out there for like $75. And honestly, I think a lot of what Games Workshop is doing is just really experimenting with their pricing power and just seeing, hey, if we just continue to limit stock on stuff, how much of it can we sell out? And the truth is, as long as they keep selling out of stuff, they're probably going to keep raising the prices. So I'm going to start being a lot more conservative with what I purchase from Games Workshop. In the past, when I knew there was a price increase coming, I would load up on some stuff that I knew I was after. But honestly, the way they've announced all of this new stuff that's coming out, and then they're just holding it all back until after the price increases, or just putting it out, a week or two ahead of time with the price increase already intact. Just super, super shady techniques. I'm just not really a fan of doing business that way. If they really want to raise prices, give people a little bit of time and actually have stuff in stock for them to pick up like they say that they're going to do. But oftentimes what we see is Games Workshop will not restock stuff in the web store. They will not send out restocks to local stores, anything like that. And they would just hold off, pile everything up their warehouses, raise the prices, and then suddenly everything is available to fill up all that stock. It pops back up in the web store at the new prices, etc. It's super scummy. I've come over the last like 30 years to expect like big ups and downs from Games Workshop. So let me know your guys' honest opinions. I mean, I think one of the biggest issues for me is Games Workshop is obviously raising prices, which is definitely a bad thing. But it's not just that. It's been extremely impossible to like get a hold of stuff lately. They've been doing a really, really poor job with rollouts of new products and even games. The last 3 big Kill Team releases in a row, Shadow Volts, Soul Shackle, and the cards have all been like sold out immediately with no restocks in sight. And honestly, that just makes the game completely unsustainable. Lots of people are like getting in or getting excited about it, and then you can't even get the stuff that you want to get, not even at full price directly from Games Workshop store. That just sends people right back out the door to some other game or some other franchise or something like that. So let me know what you guys think. If you do want to pick up any of these releases, make sure to check out CMO Games to save 15%. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man. And I'm honestly a little bummed out with Games Workshop lately. And I'm out of here.